Welcome to Crime Time Stories, where we unravel some of the most chilling and perplexing crime cases. Today, we're diving deep into the twisted tale of the Craigslist killer, a story that captivated the nation and exposed the darkness hiding behind a perfect facade. Scene 1. The Double Life of Philip Markoff. Philip Markoff seemed like the all-American success story. A bright, ambitious medical student at Boston University, engaged to a beautiful woman, and on the fast track to a promising career. But beneath the surface of this picture-perfect life, Markoff harbored a sinister secret. Late at night, while his fiancée slept, Markoff would sit in their well-kept apartment, his face illuminated by the glow of his laptop. He wasn't studying for exams or researching medical cases. He was browsing Craigslist, searching for vulnerable victims. His charming smile and clean-cut appearance masked the darkness within. Little did anyone know, the same hands that held a scalpel during the day would become instruments of terror by night. Scene 2. The First Attack. It started with a simple ad. An unsuspecting woman offering personal services through Craigslist. She never imagined that the man who responded would be anything other than a typical client. But when she met him in a dimly lit hotel room, she sensed something was off. As he approached, the atmosphere shifted. The warm, inviting light of the hotel room was replaced by a chilling sense of dread. Markoff's demeanor changed in an instant. What began as a routine appointment turned into a nightmare. He brandished a weapon, binding and gagging her, stealing her belongings, and leaving her traumatized. She survived, but her life was forever altered. The police were alerted, but Markoff had been careful. No fingerprints, no traces, just a growing list of victims. Scene 3. The police closing in. As the attacks continued, Boston was gripped with fear. The media dubbed him the Craigslist killer, and the police scrambled to catch the man terrorizing the city. But Markoff was no ordinary criminal. He was meticulous, covering his tracks and leading a double life that baffled investigators. However, even the most careful predators make mistakes. One of Markoff's victims managed to escape, providing a critical description. This break in the case led the police to surveillance footage. Grainy, but clear enough to show a young man with a clean-cut appearance entering the hotel. The timestamps on the footage matched the time of the attacks, and the suspect's behavior on camera seemed suspicious. Detectives dug deeper into the evidence, focusing on the digital trail left behind. They reviewed the Craigslist ads, tracked IP addresses, and analyzed phone records. Slowly but surely, a profile of the killer began to form. The pieces of the puzzle pointed to a surprising suspect. A medical student with no prior criminal record, someone who appeared to have everything going for him. As the investigation zeroed in on Markoff, the police began to gather more evidence. They tracked his movements, watched his interactions, and prepared for the moment when they could finally bring him in. Scene 4. The Breakthrough. The breakthrough came when the police linked Markoff's phone to one of the victim's Craigslist ads. The IP address used to respond to the ad was traced back to his apartment. With this evidence in hand, the police obtained a warrant and searched Markoff's home. What they found was shocking. A hidden stash of handcuffs, duct tape, and other tools of his sinister trade. There were also items belonging to his victims, further tying him to the crimes. The police knew they had their man. But Markoff was still out there, and they needed to act fast before he could strike again. They set up a sting operation, monitoring his every move and waiting for the right moment to make the arrest. Scene 5. The Arrest. The opportunity came sooner than expected. Markoff had arranged to meet another potential victim in a hotel room, following the same pattern as before, but this time, the police were one step ahead. They moved in swiftly, catching him off guard as he approached the room. Markoff was arrested without incident, his double life finally exposed for all to see. The news of his arrest sent shockwaves through Boston and beyond. How could someone with such a promising future commit such horrific acts? The media swarmed the story, and the nation watched as the details of his crimes came to light. Scene 6. The Trial. Markoff's trial was a media sensation. The once respected medical student was now a notorious criminal, facing a mountain of evidence that seemed insurmountable. The prosecution presented a damning case, detailing how Markoff used Craigslist to lure his victims, how he meticulously planned his attacks, and how he left behind a trail of terror. But the most shocking revelation came when Markoff's fiancée took the stand. She spoke of the man she thought she knew, the man she was supposed to marry. She described a loving, caring partner who showed no signs of the monster he truly was. The contrast between the person she knew and the person on trial was staggering, leaving everyone in the courtroom in disbelief. Scene 7. The Unraveling. As the trial progressed, Markoff's demeanor changed. The confident, composed student began to crack under the pressure. The weight of his actions, the realization that his life was over, became too much to bear. In a shocking turn of events, before the trial could reach a verdict, Markoff took his own life in his jail cell, leaving behind more questions than answers. The case of the Craigslist killer left a lasting impact on the nation. It was a chilling reminder that evil can lurk behind even the most innocent of facades. Markoff's story serves as a cautionary tale, a grim example of how one person's dark desires can shatter the lives of many. And that concludes the twisted tale of the Craigslist killer, a story that reminds us of the darkness that can hide in plain sight. If you found this story as gripping as we did, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more chilling episodes of Crime Time Stories. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.